What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm Boomer, and today I am back with my Minecraft series. And if you didn't watch the last video, it was kind of like a catch-up video. So in today's video, I really want to get back to building and completing our custom village we started building a while ago. Like I say in every video, the playlist for this series will be linked in the description. So if you want to go back and see how we got to this point, it's going to be right there and easy to get. But in today's video, I want to start working on the harbor again because we put it on hiatus, and as you can see, it's not looking too great right now. But before we get into that, I'm gonna head over to the comment room, grab our comments for this video, and we can go ahead and start putting them in here. So our first comment is gonna be from Saladon, and he's saying, let's go, finally in the comment room. I'm sorry it took so long. I thought I added you a long time ago, but I guess I just left it out the video or something on accident. But you're gonna be added for a second time, so welcome to the comment room again. Next up is from Caden, saying, love that he found it before bed, and I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Like, I know a lot of Minecraft videos put you to sleep, but I'm glad it was mine that did it. Next is gonna be from IB Games, saying, I'm starting to enjoy this. Thank you, bro, and I hope you continue to enjoy this series after I add you to the comment room. Next is gonna be the longest comment I've ever added. He's just saying you can get a bunch of tools and XP from villagers, which is pretty much what I've been doing already, but he said I should just build one big trading hall, which is what I usually do when I'm just playing with my friends. But to make this series more interesting, as you can see, I'm just building individual houses for all the different types of villagers, and I think it makes it less exploitive. But thank you for the recommendation, bro, and welcome to the comment room. And last, we're gonna be adding Kata, saying I think I should do some landscaping to get the atmosphere up around, and I completely agree. I'm gonna be doing that in this video as well. But thank you for the comment, and welcome to the comment room. And now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into what I actually want to be doing this video. So we are now over at our quest board, and as you can see, we have a lot of stuff to work on. But what I want to work on to start off this video is this quest right here, which is going to be getting a better food source. So what I actually want to build is going to be a pumpkin pie farm. I know it's kind of like weird, but yeah, if we look up the recipe for pumpkin pie, you can see it takes sugar, pumpkins, and eggs. And right now we have the sugarcane automated, and we also have our pumpkin farm over there, so getting the pumpkins is not going to be a problem. The last thing we need to get is the eggs though, and there is a very simple way to get a bunch of eggs really quickly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go grab the supplies for a simple little egg farm, and I'm going to go ahead and build that. So I'm going to grab some simple building blocks, give me some cobblestone, and give me some wood so I can make some chests, as well as let me grab some iron out of here. That should be enough. So what we're gonna do first is make a little hopper just like this, and now that's pretty much all we need. So I'm gonna clear out a little bit of an area here, and we're gonna get this thing built. Let me make 2 more chests to start this off. So right here, place 2. What in the world? Sorry about that. We're gonna place 2 chests to make a double chest, place a hopper down right here, and now pretty much what we need to do is make a nice little trapdoor. And now I can place this right here, and that will allow me to still open this chest. Now let me encase this hopper just like so, and that's pretty much the entire egg farm complete. So let me place this trapdoor up here. And now, after I go sleep, I'm gonna go find some chickens, lead them back over here, and stick them in here. And if I'm not mistaken, I should have some leads down here. Yep, I do. All that's left to do is just flying around looking for some chickens. And sadly, I've been killing 600 chickens a video to make the book and quills for the comment room. So, looks like it's gonna take quite a bit for me to find some. Never mind. Found one instantly, and he's actually pretty close, so let me lead this guy back. Now that we are back here, I just need to get this guy up into the farm. Luckily, I have some seeds on me, which he'll be able to follow. So let's come up here, buddy. And can you fall right into there? There we go. Now all that's left to do is for me to take off his lead, get it out of this chest, and now we have a chicken in here. And technically that is all we're gonna need to get this farm going. However, I'm gonna get some more to speed this up just a little bit, because right now this guy will continue to produce eggs, and when he does it, I can grab them out of this chest and throw them back into the top, and they should hatch some other eggs in there. But let me go grab another chicken. I saw one up over there, so let me go grab it, and then I'll breed them, and then over time this farm will just continue to multiply. There's actually multiple. Give me you, give me you, give me you, and give me you. So that is 4 whole chickens that we can bring back now. Now we got all of these guys back. So let's go ahead and get them in here one at a time. But that's pretty much all I can do with this farm right now while I'm waiting for it to multiply. Well, now that we have that chicken farm out the way, technically we have the better food source done. So now I can come in here and delete all of this. And there we go. Our first quest has been completed. Now it's time to move on to this quest right here. Building boats is one of those things in Minecraft that seems really simple at the surface, but it can look really weird if you build it wrong. So I'm gonna need to go get the supplies and then we're gonna be able to start building. Okay, so before I can go do any of that, I'm gonna need a lot of wood, so I need to repair my axe. So what I'm gonna go do is break all of these furnaces and use the XP to repair my axe. So I think halfway repaired is gonna be good enough. So let's go ahead and go get some wood. And actually, let me check this. So it looks like we got 7 eggs from the farm already. And now let me just throw a bunch more of these eggs in there. Wow, I'm just really unlucky. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a bunch of wood real quick. Okay, so I pretty much spent the entire Minecraft day getting logs, and that's definitely gonna be enough. This is why I hate knockback. Look how far they go. I'm just trying to attack you and you go flying. I don't really have a place to put this up, so I'm just gonna set it right there. All right, so we're gonna take all this wood, put it in this shulker box, and now I'm gonna need to grab some shears out of here because I'm gonna need so much wool. I don't know how many ships I'm gonna build in this video, but I eventually want to have like 3 or 4 ships in this harbor over here. I think I might start off with building 2, and then I'll build the last 2 off camera because I know you guys don't want to see me build 4 of pretty much the same ship. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and let's get this wool. Looks like we got around 38 or 40 wool. So now let's go ahead and start building the hull and the main part of the ship. And usually before I start building, I have a bit of a plan about how I want to build these ships. But this one, I really just don't have any idea of what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start building and hope it turns out good. Let's get building. So I'm gonna make, I don't know, some stairs and some slabs. And I'm just gonna start making a shape. I will dig this place out more afterwards, but right now I want to get the ships done. And I want there to be 1 block of space between the ship and the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little barrier right here so I know I can't go past this. So I guess I'll start the ship about here in the water. Pretty much forget everything I just said because I'm not going to have enough room to build this first ship if I don't dig it out. So I'm just going to start digging this out and hope it looks better. Okay, so I dug it out now and there's gonna be room to build the ship, so let's go ahead and actually start building now. So the bottom of the ship will start here and we can go ahead and start building out this hull. And for right now, I'm not gonna try to make the front of the boat look good. I'm just gonna make it go up like that. But for now, I just wanna get a base little ship built to see what it looks like. So there's the basic shape. And now let's start building this out a little bit. Towards the middle of it, I'm gonna make it bump out just a little bit more. And now we can actually start building this up. Keep in mind, this may look completely horrible. I have no clue what this is gonna look like. Now that I have the basic shape of the hull built out, I want to come in with some stairs like this just to make it look a little bit more pointy. And now that we have that built out, this is starting to look like a boat. Now I want to make some fences so I can put it on the edge of the boat. And I also want some spruce logs and I'm going to strip them like I always do to make it look better. So on each side of the boat, I'm going to add a bit of an opening right here. And now towards the tail end of this boat, I actually want it to go up a little bit, probably by just around 1 block. And now I'll come back in with some more fences. And now the main surface of the boat is pretty much set up. Now it's time to start building the mast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 different pillars to see which one looks like it's better for the mast. So if I come out to this side, it definitely looks like this middle pillar will be good enough for 1 mast. So we can go ahead and get rid of these 2 pillars. Now we need to make some ladders, and I need to build this much higher. Probably to about right there. Now I can go through and strip all of these. And now up here will be the first of the sails. So we can strip those. And now I'll put the second set of, like, I don't know what to call them, like holding handles for the sails right here and right here. So I'm actually going to make this 1 block taller so I can fit a crow's nest up here. And pretty much how I'm going to do that crow's nest is just add a simple little, I don't really know what to call it, but it's kind of like a circle around this thing with stairs, just like this. And up at the top, I will extend this probably 3, and that will allow me to put a little flag up here. I actually decided to make it 1 bit taller. Sadly, the crow's nest is not gonna have any fences, but it'll have to work. And you can see this boat starting to form up. And I know right now I will definitely not have enough wool for this, but I can go ahead and start building the sail. So across the entire front of this part right here, we'll put a layer. And then to make it look like the wind is blowing it forward, we can extend it 1 more. Now we gotta build this up a few times. And then build 1 more layer across right here. It looks like we only need 2 wool to finish this up. And honestly, I was using it as a temporary block, but I think that fence looks really good, so I'm gonna add 1 to the other side as well. So let me fly over to my sheep again and get the last little bit of wool that I need, and that should be enough right there. So I can go back up here and fix this bit, and then I can go ahead and add that little flag up top that I wanted. And there we go. What my plan is, I want to have about 2 villagers per boat. I don't really know how I'm gonna do it. I'm probably on this one gonna have them underneath the deck. So if I come down here and look, I should have a little bit of room to build down here, and that's probably where I'm gonna put them on this boat. And on other boats, I might have them roaming around on the deck. But now I just have a few little finishing touches to add to the exterior of this boat, like a steering wheel and a few extra like trapdoors and stuff spread around. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of these trapdoors, and I'm gonna go around the boat adding them to each of these pillars, just add a little bit more texture. Just like that. And also I want to add some to the sides because you can see this boat looks pretty bare on the outside. So every 1 block I added 1 right there, and sadly it's not going to be even because I can't do it on this side because of how close it is. It'll interfere with the ladders, so we won't be looking at this side very much anyways. So I'm just gonna make this side look good. And then we can see it needs something up here. So I want to go about right here on each of the sides and add a window for the little compartment inside of the build. And honestly, flying over this area, this ship is adding so much to the village overall because there's not much verticality and everything is pretty much the same color. So this white wool is really making it look a little bit better. So now let me go to the bottom of this boat and get rid of all the water. And now we actually have a buildable area down here. But let me jump up into this little gap right here and add in these windows. And sadly, the part where this boat actually has the windows is pretty much unusable because there's no room up there. So pretty much this is all the room that we're gonna have in this build. And now this ship is pretty much done. It's not too pretty looking, but it's all right for me just building it off the dome because I really did not have a plan for this build. So now let me dump all of my excess resources into this chest right here. And now I actually need to transport villagers from my villager breeder, which is way over there. Luckily, this was my most recent build and I already have a railroad set up to it. So now I just have to reroute it around the building to the ship. So hopefully in my storage room over here, I should have some minecart tracks in this area right here. It looks like I do. And I also am going to need a minecart. And now let's run these all the way to the ship. And to be honest with you, I will probably make these guys Fletchers as well because my Fletchers have been selling out so often. So let me go get some fletching tables and their beds and I will put them down in the bottom of this boat. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have some beds in here. Yep. So I'm going to put 2 of them in this ship. And now let me make the fletching tables. And also I'm going to need some bread from my windmill over here because I need to breed those villagers. Now that we got all of this, we can finally fly over to the breeder and start breeding these guys. Looks like we have 4 of them in here right now. So let me spread out this bread. He is really excited for some bread. Oh my gosh. And hopefully these guys will start breeding. So I'm pretty much going to sit here AFK for just a little bit while I'm waiting for these guys to breed. And and I'll get back with you in just a second. All right, so they've been breeding for a while now. We got 4 babies running around, so I'm just gonna let them grow up before I start moving them. So I'm gonna go back to going AFK for a little bit while I'm waiting for these guys to grow up.
6.5 hours later.
All right, so pretty much all of these guys are grown up, so I want to transport some of them over to the boat real quick. So let's go ahead and start moving these guys. Luckily, this should not be too hard because I made this thing a long time ago and it works just fine. And once they get to this point, I can pretty much fly all the way to the end and they should make it all the way there. Here comes the first one, and there we go. We got the first of the villagers in here. And honestly, I might be able to fit 4 villagers in here. If I place a bed up here and then the workstation right here, that should work. Now we have to go get 1 more villager. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy back to the ship as well. And here is the second guy. Sir, why are we up there? And I think I'll be able to put 1 bed here and 1 bed here, and we can have 4 villagers in here. That's gonna be a lot of villagers in this tight area, but it should be fine. So I'm gonna need to go get 2 more beds and 2 more fletching tables. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. There's our fletching tables, and there's our 2 more beds. Let's go ahead and grab another villager, and let's go ahead and put them in here. Now we need 1 more villager. So let's go ahead, get his bed placed down and his fletching table. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of villagers in here, but it fits, I guess. So looks like we're done with this first ship. So now that we have the first ship done, I want to build the second one, which is going to be much bigger. It's going to have 2 sails. It's going to be a lot longer. And for me to do that, I'm going to need to clear out some more of this area down here underneath the pier so I can have area to build. So let me go ahead and start working all this stuff. Okay, so looks like we have a lot of this area cleared out now, which should be enough room. So let me just go around and grab all these floating blocks so they're not in my way, and then we can start building. So now it's time to start building, and once again, I don't have a plan for what I want this to look like. So I guess I'll just build this out a little bit. So once again, I'm going to add a little bump out to the middle of the boat, but this time I'm going to make it much larger. So there is the base of the build, and now we can start building this thing up a little bit. So there is the basic shape once again. I don't know why. Apparently when I was breaking all of this stuff under the water, it messed it up a little bit. So I'm gonna have to go through and fix that afterwards. But right now I just want to focus on the ship. And now we can actually build the edge of this up. Once again, much bigger boat, but we got the basic layout of it set up now. And just to make it a little bit more realistic, I'm gonna come down to the back of this boat right here and then make a little rudder so it can actually steer, and it'll just make it look a little bit more realistic. And I'm actually gonna bring these back a little bit more because the ship looks kind of like two-sided. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that definitely makes it look better. So now we gotta add in the deck. Now, just like on the last one, I want to come in here and make it look more pointy. And there we go. I actually think this needs to be fixed a little bit. It looks like it's too far up, so let me bring it back a little bit. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm gonna have to go in and place water in these places because it's kind of messed up right now, but after I do that, it'll look perfect. And this one I'm gonna build a little bit differently. This one looks like it's actually big enough to have a captain's quarters, so I want to build one on this boat. So what I'm gonna do is come in like this and build some pillars, and then we'll have a little doorway, and then we will have 2 staircases going up to upper deck up here. So we pretty much got the captain's quarters set up now. As you can see, it's gonna have some windows and stuff. And now I need to go in and add some fences just like I did on the last boat to make it look better. So here's pretty much the layout of this entire ship. We're gonna have the steering wheel up here. Hopefully I can fit 2 sails in, and then up front I'll have another little pokey outbit. I don't know what to call it. I'll have another one of those things up front to make him look more like a boat, but I need to go ahead and go sleep, and then we can resume building. So yeah, I'm guessing the first sail will have to go here. here, and then the second one will have to go about here if I want these to fit in. Let's go ahead and start building these up a little bit. And if we're gonna be realistic, only this back sail is gonna have a crow's nest on it. We can start building this out again. And now we will do pretty much the exact same crow's nest design as the last ship. Now that we have this mast done, we can start working on this front one. This one is gonna be much shorter. And there we go. We have both of the sails set up. Now we have to actually go get the wool that we need for them. So let me go ahead and start shearing some sheep. So let's go ahead and shear all of these guys. Looks like we got 37 wool. And I hope this ship looks good by the end, because right now, if we look at the front of this, I'm going to have to fix it a little bit because it does not look very sharp right now. And I'm going to have to come in and add some extra blocks to make it look better. But let's go ahead and add in the sails. And just like that, I used up all of the wool. And I guess I can start working on this captain's quarters right here. So let's go ahead and start getting the stuff I want. So I want to have 2 librarians in this captain's quarters. And then I'm going to make a little ladder down right here in the center of the boat. And we're gonna have a bunch of different villagers down here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves and let's start working on this. And I actually need to make the little plank that we use to get on and off the boat, so I'm just gonna make it do this and then come out just like that. Now we can get rid of this ugly dirt thing on the side, and you can see that it actually looks like there's a little plank right there. So let's go and start working on this now. So I'm gonna have the door right here, and then I'm also gonna make it stick out like this as a little covering for this door. And now the first thing you think of when you see a captain's quarters is a little desk at the back where the captain can sit and look at his like maps and stuff like that. So if I do it just like this, we have a nice little table, and I can put some stuff on here later. But now I need to get some beds and stuff. But yeah, so you can see that I have this now, but I want to add the windows in, and then I'll move those villagers over here already, and then that will be this part of the ship done. If I come back here and then look off the back of the boat, and I can just add the glass just like this. And this will also add some more like texture to the outside of the boat, because I can go in with some slabs right here, and you can see that that looks pretty good on the back. And there we go. We got all the windows added in now. I need a lantern to hang up here because it's really dark on these boats. I didn't even think about that. So I'm gonna have to go grab some lanterns. I'm actually probably gonna just buy some from my librarians because I don't want to go through the time of actually making them. So let me grab my emeralds from inside of here, and I probably should not have slept because now I won't be able to tell where it's dark and where it's not on the boats. It'll probably be fine. I think I can buy them from you guys. Yeah, I'll buy like 10. So I will start out on this first boat. I'm probably just gonna add one little lantern to these things right here, and that should light up the top. And I did not think about this, but I made the roof really short in here, and I don't really have anywhere to put this, so I'll just set it on the table right there. And whenever I start working on the bottom part, I will put lanterns down there. But let's go ahead and go to the first ship that we built, and let's add the lanterns to this one. I'll add one right here on the steering wheel, then I'll add one right here, and now I'll go below deck, and I can just make a little table and set a lantern on it. Now that we got the lighting out of the way, I can actually get back to fixing this boat. And when I say fixing, I mean this part right here, because this just looks hideous. And I fixed this lower part, so let me go ahead and add that big thing off the bow of the boat, just like that. And there we go. That looks much better. Now I need to go make some lecterns. So I'm gonna try to buy some bookshelves from one of my villagers. I should have some. Yeah, let me just go ahead and buy 2 bookshelves, and we can go ahead and make them. And how I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna have one right here, and then the beds are gonna be sitting right here, so they'll be really close with our workstations. Well, that is very freaking annoying. So I recorded about 8 minutes of the end of this video, and it connected to my webcam, and its microphone sounds horrible, and I don't want you guys to hear that. But as you can see, I fixed up the sails, and I also went ahead and moved over 2 of these villagers right here, so we pretty much got this entire captain's quarters completely finished. Sadly, this video is becoming way longer than I anticipated it to be, so I'm gonna have to end this video right here. Make sure if you enjoyed, you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers now, so subscribing really helps, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.